Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Aberystwyth in Conversation. I'm Matthew Wallace and I'm delighted to be joined here by Aberystwyth defender and left back Harri Rowe. Harri, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Keeping well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How's this latest COVID lockdown going for you?
Yeah, obviously it's a shame with the football side of things. Obviously, we got off to a really well. We were playing really well. Obviously, with the TNS game, got a point against them. So we're looking to go into the next game with a lot of momentum. Live on TV. So yeah, it's a real shame with football side of things. But yeah, I've had a few nice lie-ins. Walked the dog a lot, so that side of things hasn't been too bad for me. But yeah, ideally we'd all be playing football. So yeah, it's not the best thing that's happened to me, but
As you said there, the TNS game was an excellent result for all concerned. And the season started really positively from the fans and the media perspective. How was the squad feeling as a season so far? Because it's been a difficult start as well.
yeah, it has been difficult. There's been games where I think we should have taken all 3 points and we haven't. It's been a 85th, 87th minute, well, either winner or equaliser from the other team. Especially in the Cardiff Met game, I think that game would have given us some real momentum going into the second game of the season. But it was a good performance overall, so we're happy with that in the end overall. But obviously, it would have been nice to take the 3 points. But obviously, we will learn from that, and hopefully that won't happen to us again.
As you said, this season is a learning curve for everyone, really. And as you said, you'll take those lessons like Cardiff Met and the Bar. I know you didn't play in that Barry game, but that Barry game, you learn so much from those type of games, and you walk from like an absolute thumping at sometimes.
Yeah. Obviously, we're a young squad, aren't we? And we're all learning, so we need to learn how to see games out at the moment. But I thought we did that well against TNS.
Absolutely. And it's actually a case we should have actually won that game, really. So it
yeah. We had even when it went to 2-2, we did have a few chances to 3-2 up again. But yeah, you can't say no to a point against the champions, can you?
Absolutely, and it shows the pride that's back in this club now as well. That they can go there. And we're actually kind of disappointed with only a point from TNS, and that's incredible.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
So let's go back down memory lane for you. Let's go back down to your childhood, which is really depressing because that means I was about 10 when you were a child. Let's look back at your earliest football memories. I know your dad is very, very into your football. He was involved in the club for a long, long time. Talk us through those earliest football memories that you've got.
Yeah, Garen Passmore was on here because he was obviously saying he remembered having a kicking the ball with me on the Vicarage Fields when I was 6 or 7. So that stands out as a memory for me. Playing with the uni boys, having a kick about with them at half time after the game, going into the varsity with them after the game. That was good. I remember that. Playing for Aberystwyth, obviously with my dad as manager, and Jamie Hopkins. I don't know, he used to be involved with Aber. Other than that, with Pete Griff, playing for PG Development Centre. Yeah, and also playing out on the lane outside my house with my old man. That's probably my earliest memory of playing football. I used to be out there every day after school.
Well, that's it. I can remember, even my age, I'm nowhere near as good a footballer as you guys were in Welsh Premier League are, but just going out and having a kick about every day, it was something magical about that. Even about 6, 7 years old, it was something great.
Even when I was sort of 9, 10, 11, 12, I used to cycle. I live in Llanfarin, and obviously Matty Jones lives in the village next to me, so I used to cycle down, play football with them on school night until about 10, 11, and cycle home in the pitch black.
That wouldn't be a bad under 11 side, that wouldn't have been at all.
Pardon?
That wouldn't have been a bad under 11 side at all there.
No.
As you said there, you had those earliest football memories, and as you developed, then you went into the Aberystwyth Academy, and you were part of the legendary Aberystwyth under-19s team that won the league 2 years in a row. Just how special was that team?
Yeah, it was a great group of lads. Yeah, we were all so close in that group, and obviously we had Barry Morgan managing us, so it's been good for me to come through to the first team with him still being there, being involved. It was a great 2 seasons, and really good thing to be a part of.
There's any highlights from that season? Because obviously there's a very, very competitive division there. You had Swansea under-19s there. You had Cardiff Met under-19s. You played against Cardiff City as well. There's some really, really good opposition you came up against there, and you still managed to come out trumps, really.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. And for me personally, it would have to be beating Riska 5-1 in the final day of the league, the first year we won it, because we had to get a point and Swansea had to lose, or we had to get 3 points and Swansea had to lose. And we went at half time. I think we were 3-0 up against Riska at home. And I don't think Baz told us at the time, but I think Swansea were actually beating Cardiff Met 2-0. So none of the boys knew. So we obviously just went out there. And then obviously we found out that Swansea were actually winning 2-0 at half time against Met, but obviously Baz didn't say anything to us. And then Cardiff Met actually drew 2-2 in the end, which left us champions of the league, which was an amazing feeling, because I think everyone had written us off early on in the season. Oh, there's a full-time team here, but yeah, we beat them to it in the end, and I think that's something all the boys will be proud of for the rest of their careers.
And part of that under-19s team there, you also represented Welsh colleges as well. How much of an honour was that to represent your country?
Yeah, that was a really good experience also, playing, the likes of Australia, England, Ireland, under, Mark Pike, Juice, really good coaches. So that was another really good experience. And also getting my cap from Connor Roberts. Really enjoyed that. Obviously, he's a well-established player in Championship at the moment, and he plays for Wales also. So, yeah, that was really good for me. A really good environment to be in, sort of, full-time-ish situation. You're staying in hotels, you're getting all the treatments, swimming pools, rehab, everything. So that was a really good experience, yeah.
And you're going like there with Lee Jenks as well, and a couple of the other boys in the club. Was it helpful having those boys in the club, in that Welsh setup with you?
Yeah. I mean, it's daunting. It is daunting going into a situation with all these other boys from other clubs. You don't know. Obviously, with us being in Aberystwyth, we don't really know the other boys from South. So they all sort of knew each other, and we go in there and we don't really know anyone. So it's good having the boys with you. I think, played with Lee with Wales, played with Pens.
Fantastic. And after that 2 seasons, you left us for 18 months to go to Harlow West, linked up with former Aber manager Wayne Jones. How good an experience was that, being down in the County South?
Yeah, I think that was massive for me, going down there to get some game time in men's football. So, yeah, at the time, I was with the 19s. In our second season, we were doing well. And I think it was end of January, early February, Gav came to me and said that Wolsey's been in touch. They're short of a left back. I was interested, and sort of snapped his hands up really and said, yeah, I just want to go and play football, test myself. So I went down there, got chucked straight in. Obviously, it was Wolves and Tim Hicks management there, and obviously they had a lot of faith in me. They obviously rated me because they chucked me in. And I think I had 13 full 90s when I went there. And they were still in a title race at the time. We came out, I think, second or third in the end. But yeah, it was really good for me personally.
And as I said, they came second or third in that season. And the following season, obviously before lockdown, it was we came second last season as well. Those must have been great times having up against, as you said, fully grown men in a competitive division with some really good size in there as well in the mix.
Yeah. I mean, in my first half season with them, I was still playing with the 19s, so I was playing 90 Saturday with Harford. So going up to, say, Tapswell or wherever, and then come home, and then the Sunday I'm up on a bus going to Risco or somewhere like that, Cardiff Met. So it was a lot of travelling, but yeah, it was really good playing against, likes of Lee Trundle with Ammanford, players like that, testing yourself against them. Yeah, it's a really good league. I think goes unnoticed a little bit, but I think it is quite a good standard. And there's some good players in that league.
From a purely selfish perspective now, are you happy to see Harlow West having a great start like they've had in the league this season?
Yeah, definitely. I think they really looked after me when they were there, when I was there. And it's a really good club, just like Aber. So yeah, it's good to see them doing well. It's good to see all the boys doing well as well. Still keep in touch with a lot of them. So yeah, really happy for them. But obviously when it comes to Christmas, New Year, I want Aber to be doing better than them.
Absolutely. And this summer finally saw you come back to Aber. What was it that made you rejoin the club?
Well, I had some, as I said previously, Baz obviously did the 19s with us when we won in the 2 seasons. and he was a big part of me coming back because I had quite a few chats with him because I was unsure at first because I had such a good experience down there. I was 50-50 at the beginning, but I spoke to Baz, had some good chats with Gav, saw their vision for the club, top 6, players they were bringing in, sort of a vision for the next sort of 2 or 3 years, the way they want it to go, and I was quite sold by that. And obviously it's on my doorstep. I mean, I've cycled to quite a few of the training sessions, so yeah, that's been great also.
And looking ahead to the future, Harry, if you're looking at this conversation, say 5-10 years time down the line, where do you envisage your career going from here?
I'd like to be playing at the highest level I can. I know that's quite a vague answer, but I don't know what else to tell you. I just want to be playing at the best level I can, and hopefully still be enjoying it as much as I am now. Especially being with all the local boys, you know, made it so much more enjoyable for me. I think me, John, Lee, Matty, Pens, you know, all the boys, Richie, we've all been going down the pitch during lockdown, having a kick about. So yeah, that side of it's been really good for me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. Before I leave you get on with the rest of your day, we've got our quick fire questions that we've ended all our interviews with. So my first question is, who's the best player you've played with and who's the best player you've played against?
Best player I've played with, this is going back quite a few years, I've played with and played against. So Rabi Matondo, who's obviously doing very well for himself at the moment. I played with him, I had a few trials at Cardiff, so I played with him then for a bit. I played with him in a few tournaments as well, in the Welsh Super Cup down in Cardiff. So playing against him and with him, he's, you know, the stuff he was doing even at that age, 7, 8, 9, was just unreal, really. Not surprised he's where he is at the moment.
Who's the worst trainer at the club?
Worst trainer at the club? Don't want to get in on his shit here. I'll say Lee Jenks. I'll go Lee Jenks. He'll take that well. I'll go Lee Jenks.
Who's the what's your best Arbor memory?
My best Arbor memory, yeah, it'd have to be finding out that we beat Swansea, the full-time pros. Us beating them on the last game of the season was just an incredible feeling. It's my best memory of Arbor.
What's your worst Arbor memory?
Worst Arbor memory would have to be losing to Cardiff Met, to be honest with you, first game of the season. That's just, yeah, 3-1 up?
3-2.
3-2, yeah, 3-2. Just conceding two goals like that so late in the games, just, yeah, wrecked the boys. But as I said, we'll learn from it.
Arbor in 3 words.
Arbor in 3 words, I'd say my home club.
Fantastic. And finally, if you're going to create a 5-a-side team full of players that you've played with or against, you can pick yourself if you want to. What is your 5-a-side team?
I'm the gaffer, okay. I got Pens in goal because I've seen Pens. I've played with Pens in 5-a-side up in the Uni 3G pitch, and he's just unreal in 5-a-side. I put Sean Pemberton at the back with Lee Jenks. We're not conceding any goals there. 2 rocks there. I put Truns in, Lee Trundle, and Liam Doherty because of his finishing.
Harry, thank you so much for joining us. I hope it's not too long until we're reunited at Park Avenue once again. Thank you for everyone for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on the socials. And if there's anyone you would like us to get in touch with, please let us know in the comment section. Harry, diolch yn fawr am dy amser. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hope we see you soon.
Cheers, thanks. Cheers, Matt.